Alright, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning to our lovely audience and also panelists. I hope you guys are doing well whether you are in campus or working right now. Please stay safe and don't forget to follow the standard operating procedure that was provided by our government during this pandemic and take care of yourself wherever you are right now. First of all, I would like to thank all of our panelists for spending your time to join our webinar for today. And also, I would like to thank you to all the audience who is joining us right now. My name is Nurin Balkis, or better known as Akish, and I will be your moderator for today. For today's webinar, we're going to talk about a very interesting topic, which is break the bias, sustaining the future role of women. Before we get started, I would like to inform for all Unique MIAT students who is joining us right now, the GHOX and hostel merits form will be blasted at the end of the webinar. So don't forget to screenshot this live session as a proof of attendance to claim your GHOX and merits. Before we get started with our webinar, our team have prepared a compilation video in conjunction of International Women's Day with this year's theme, which is #BreakTheBias. So, without further ado, let's get into the video.
I wish you the best International Women's Day.
I want to wish Happy International Women's Day, #BreakTheBias.
Gender equality today for a sustainable tomorrow. Happy International Women's Day.
#BreakTheBias.
Happy International Women's Day.
Gender equality today for sustainable tomorrow. Happy International Women's Day.
Gender equality today for a sustainable tomorrow. Happy International Women's Day.
Happy International Women's Day.
Alright, now that you guys have seen the compilation video that we have showcased, I'm pretty sure some of you guys might have some idea a little bit about the things that we are going to discuss for today. So, let's get technical. While there have been numerous steps forward in recent years, inequality still plagues the technology industry. And according to the World Economic Forum's Future of Gender Parity report, women continue to be underrepresented among workers with disruptive technical skills, while 71% of men had disruptive technical skills such as AI, robotics, and genetics compared with just 29% of women. So, before we go deeper into the topic, we have three beautiful and amazing women in aviation as well as aerospace together with us in the studio. So, our first panelist is Ms. Aida Ismail, which is the President of Women in Corporate Aviation Asia, as well as the Regional Director Asia at Hedi International Services. Hi, Ms. Aida. How are you today?
Hi, Akish. How are you? I'm good. Thank you so much for having me here.
I'm also good here. Thank you for accepting our invitation to this webinar.
It's a pleasure.
All right. So, I would like to move on to our second panelist, which is Dr. Nur Hayati, which is the Head of Research and Innovation for Aviation and Aerospace Unique MIAT.
And hi, Assalamualaikum, and hi semua.
Waalaikumsalam. Hi, Dr. Nur Hayati. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
All right. Thank you for accepting our invitation to this webinar.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right. So let's move on to our third panelist, which is Dr. Amira Abdullah, the co-founder for Aerospace Society Malaysia, AEROS.
Assalamualaikum and good morning. Hello everyone.
Waalaikumsalam. Hi, Dr. Amira.
Thank you, Akish.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you. How are you?
I'm good too. Thank you very much. So, I think the session will be more meaningful if our panelists can introduce themselves related to their work and their position in women empowerment, starting with Miss Ida. Maybe you can introduce yourself to our viewer first.
Thank you, Akish. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much to the audience, the student, the public, and perhaps some industry player out there for joining us today. Happy International Women's Day 2022. And thank you so much to the organizer, WIAM, Women in Aviation MIAT, Women in Corporate Aviation and Aerospace. Thank you so much for organizing this session. Yes, I'm very, very proud to lead Women in Corporate Aviation and Aerospace. We are championing 5 things, that is women empowerment, leadership, mentoring, scholarship, and networking. And in Hadid, I'm the regional director for Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. What we do, Hadid, is a global trip support. We are 40 years old today, and we are operating globally in every continent. We support not only commercial airlines, but also military aircraft, cargo airlines, business jet, and also medical evacuation flight. Perhaps many of you wonder, what is the global trip support?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think could you explain more about that?
Okay. You know, for one airplane to go to London from Kuala Lumpur, we need to cross 18 countries. Okay.
Oh.
And there is a window, there is a entry point, there is an exit point, and there is a calculation, there is a cost to do all this. And that is part of what we do. And then in ensuring the success of one flight, there is services above the wing, below the wing that need to be performed. And there is so much of restriction, there is so much of regulation we need to comply. And we do that worldwide. We are one of the best world player and ensuring that technical support get done successfully with most efficient ways systematically. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Miss Ida, for the introduction. I believe not many women involved in the area of what you are doing right now.
Yes.
So it's very technical to hear the things that you are saying. So I hope some of our viewers can understand what Miss Ida is trying to say. All right. Now, let's continue to our second panel, which is Dr. Nur Hayati. Could you please introduce yourself a little bit to our viewers? Sorry, Dr. Nahayati, I cannot hear your voice. You are muted.
Oh, sorry. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good morning to everyone. Okay, I'm not so technical like Miss Aida lah. Alright, okay. But because my work is actually more on research and academic. Okay, so I'm is a head of research and innovation right now in MIAT. Okay, and at the same time, I'm also the principal researcher for Aerospace Research Center. And then actually I'm not purely academician. Before I worked with Unicare MIAT, I worked with manufacturing industries for about 12 years. Okay, before I joining as academic staff and also as a researcher. Okay, actually not much to share about me because I don't have a vast experience like Miss Aida in the aviation industry, but I have quite because already 10 years, more than 10 years in the aviation industry, especially in the Unicare MIAT. So I have quite not really big lah, but experience in the research related to aerospace and aviation, and I also lead one of the research cluster, which is woman as a leader in one of the research cluster.
Space and aviation.
Okay, I think that's all from me, Akish. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nur Hayati. Even though you just saying you are not big, but I guess you are still very famous among the students that wanted to find their tune in research and as well as to the postgrad students. All right. And lastly, let's continue to our third panel, which is Dr. Amira. Could you please introduce yourself to the audience?
Okay, thank you, Akish. First of all, I would like to thank the organizer for having me today. I'm very happy to be celebrating International Women's Day with all these amazing women. So this is fantastic. Just a little bit about myself. I'm a lecturer with the Department of Aerospace Engineering at University Putra Malaysia. I studied aerospace engineering as an undergraduate. I graduated more than 20 years ago. And then since I wanted to become a lecturer, I continued my study. First, I did my master's in aeronautics and astronautics at Purdue University in the US. And then I came back. I taught for about 3 years before continuing with my PhD at RMIT in Melbourne, Australia, also in aerospace engineering. My specialization is actually flight dynamics and control. So currently, I teach related courses at both bachelor and master level. Besides teaching, I do research, I do consultation for projects locally and also for international grants as well. Um, Besides that, I am very passionate about STEM awareness, and that is how I got involved in setting up the Aerospace Society Malaysia. And women empowerment has always been an issue that is very close to my heart because I see firsthand how female students, when they were in college and then they graduate and then they start to find jobs and try to maintain their career and grow, climbing up the ladder. And there are struggles that I see myself and also I see in my students. Um, so, as a lecturer, what I used to do was just talk informally with my colleagues at the university, and I talk to my own students when they have issues or challenges. And I did I wrote an article on women in the industry fellow alumni. So I thought that would be a very good motivation for other women, other female in aerospace as well. But hopefully, using Aerospace Society Malaysia as a platform, there is more that I can do in order to support and empower women, hopefully. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Amira. It's such an amazing to meet you, even it's virtually, and hope I can meet you in person one day. And based on my personal point of view, I feel like you are the type of lecturer that really understand their students. Okay. So we have heard a little bit about their introduction, about what they have done in the past, and a little bit about their position in women empowerment. Now, I would like to move to our second session with the panelists where we're going to get some insight regarding sustaining the future role of women. But before we proceed to the next session, I would like to inform all of the viewers who is watching this live right now, if you guys have anything to ask towards our panelists, please leave your question at the comment section. We will have a little giveaway to the viewers who ask the question, and the first 4 questions that was pop up during the Q&A session later will receive a surprise gift. So don't miss out the chance to get the free limited merchandise. Moving on to our second session regarding sustaining the future role of women. So I would like to share to all viewers, in airline management, 94% of airlines are run by men. According to a study by CATA, which is review the number of women in leadership position at global airlines, in 2010, 15 airlines had appointed a woman as a CEO or managing director. And by 2015, a follow-up study showed that number had only increases to 18 women make up only 3% of CEOs and COOs in the world's top 100 airline group. So, Miss Aida, with regards to your scope of work, you are dealing with various respective parties, not just with airlines, but also more into business aviation. So, my question to you is, if you were to receive a request from a higher authority position people such as CEO or ministry level, and unfortunately the request has to be denied, in that situation, how do you handle the scenario?
Thank you, Akish. That's a very good question. Um, wow. It's difficult to say no to these people. However, it is very important for us to educate them, to share with them that this is a highly regulated industry. It's a highly regulated industry. No means no, and safety is paramount. We need to explain why, to promote better understanding. They don't sometimes they used to get yes and yes. They're not used to receive no, right? So it's very important to explain why. And there is certain aviation rules, regulation, or memorandum that they are not aware. So it is part of my job to explain to them and then provide option of solution. We cannot do it this way, but how about this? And then facilitate them to comply with the latest requirement and paperwork. Many of these people, they don't really care about all that. So it's very important to tell them, educate them, share with them, and if they cannot handle this, we take that headache, we facilitate, we get the job done. Okay, but whatever that is not doable, that is, not safe or illegal, that must not be done. We should not comply to that. Like I think we all know how important safety in our industry. So, Akish, it takes somebody that is very mindful. It takes the right attitude. It takes a very skillful communication attitude to handle with this kind of people. So all this thing is doable, workable, and all of you can learn how to do this. We just need to be mindful. The key word in here is mindful, and you must be brave enough to put your case on the table. Anyway, the one thing that also is very important, to provide the option of solution. You cannot say no and then finish it there and there. It is very unfair for the client. Yeah. So provide the solution. End of day, people like us, this is what we do. We are the problem solver. Thank you, Akish. I hope that answers your question.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss Ida, for that excellent point. This gives me some ideas on how to handle unwanted situation if we happen to face this in the future. Because as we all know, as a female, it's hard for us to say no, especially in the industry where it was dominated by a male. So I hope this will also help all the viewers on how you can handle this situation in the future. Alright, before I move on to the next question, I'm interested with this research paper Women in Aviation Workforce Reports. It reveals that while women are underrepresented in many areas of aviation, the areas with the largest gap includes technical operation and leadership position. It shows that women make up less than 10% of pilots, maintenance technicians, and airline executives. So my question to Dr. Nur Hayati is, I would love to hear some word from you as the head of research and innovation. What is your opinion regarding women involvement in research in the field of aviation and aerospace?
Thank you, Akish. Okay, for the questions. Okay, based on the workforce report that you mentioned just now, actually I did some research on the latest one. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, I find out there is one more report which is continuation from the 2019. Okay, so based on the report in 2021, you can see that there is an increment on the represented of women in the aviation industry. Okay, so from 10%, it up to 20% already. So you can look for from that report. Okay, so it's quite good improvement. Okay, regarding the questions, my opinion about the involvement of women in the research field, especially related to aviation and aerospace. Actually, my opinion, women still can lead the area of research. in aviation and aerospace. Because why? It is not just my opinion. I mention it because it is based on the data that I have with me, which I make a case study in our Unique MIAT. Okay, so actually, it is not the issue for women to explore more in the research, especially related to aviation. But as long as there is resources available for the women to explore. Okay, so but not only women, but also for men, because aviation is quite a unique research area, and also it is quite exclusive. It's not easily accessible for us to do research in the aerospace or aviation. Okay, so that is one more thing. And then another limitation is the resources or the limitation on the equipment, aircraft, hangar, etc. Because some institute they don't have that kind of facilities, so it is quite difficult for them to explore on the research, to do research related to the aircraft, related to aerospace, related to maintenance, etc. And then also the involvement of the experienced members, for example, the specialists. But we have it in our institute, means that as long as there is interest for that lady or for that research, women researchers to do the research, then I think there is no limitation for them. Okay, so for your information, in Unique MIAT we have six research clusters. Okay, so we have UAS, unmanned aerial system. Okay, we have also SCSI, satellite communication and signals, that one. And then we have Aero Composite, we have Aerospace Research Center, and also we have fire safety research. Okay, but from these six, four of the research classes led by women. Okay, women researchers. So means that 67%. Okay, 67% in our institute is the research led by women researchers. Okay. So the field that we covered so far is on aviation management, logistics and supply chain, all related to aviation, human factors, ergonomics, and my field is on human factors and ergonomics. And then also composite materials and fabrication application related to aerodynamics and also biofuel or green technology, which is led by Dr. Kurt. Okay, I think I did mention gas turbine hub. That one is led by our one of my lovely friends, Dr. Hazaria. Okay, so if I compile all the research papers for last year, 80% publication come from our women researchers. Okay, so I think there is no limitation. We can lead, and we also can move forward as like other researchers. Okay. I think that's all for me. Akish.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Nur Hayati, for sharing with us regarding women involvement in the field of aviation and aerospace from the perspective of Head of Research and Innovation. So, as mentioned by Dr. Nur Hayati, there is no limitation for female if you wanted to pursue in the research, as we can see from the data that Dr. Nur Hayati has given to us. Majority of women is involved in the research. So if you have passion in that research, just go for it. Okay, moving forward, let's move to our next panelist. As we all know, aerospace engineers mainly perform engineering duties in designing, constructing, and testing aircraft, missiles, and also spacecraft. They may conduct basic and applied research to evaluate adaptability of materials and equipment to aircraft design and manufacture. Examples for aerospace career are like aeronautical engineer, aircraft design engineer, flight test engineer, and many more. Let's look into 2018 aerospace engineer according to data from occupation. Total employed percentage for women as aerospace engineer is only 13.4%. So my question to Dr. Elmira, Basically, Aeros is the first aerospace society that gather all academics and industries under one umbrella. I would like to ask Dr. Amira, would you please elaborate more on what makes Aeros is different from the other society out there, and what is your opinion and vision looking at women involving in aerospace? Please welcome.
Okay. Thank you, Akish. That's a very interesting question. Aeros' mission is actually to cultivate advancement of aerospace knowledge and research in Malaysia. So we have a vision to become the primary platform for collaboration between academia and industry. So there is no other society like that for now. And our members comes from very diverse background. So we have members from academia, we have from industry, and also enthusiasts. And what we try to do is promote awareness and conduct activities for various segments of people in Malaysia itself. So we try to include everyone, and we do this by organizing programs and activities. For example, we have workshops for school children, and then we have competition for high school students, where the university student comes in as facilitators. And then for professional members, we have conferences, webinars, seminars, as well as training and consultation projects. So basically, anyone in the society will be able to participate with the society, either as members or just by participating in any one of our program or activities. So this will allow us to reach as many people as possible and create that awareness in STEM in general, as well as in aerospace in particular. So to your question with regards to a woman in aerospace, so looking at my own experience, I see that over the years when I was studying, there was only, I think, a few of us, only a few women. That was in 2000. But now we have many. Over the years, the number of female students in aerospace engineering have been increasing significantly. But as you mentioned, by the data, the number of women actually working in the industry does not move in tandem with the number of female students and graduates. So we realize there is an issue, there are challenges, and that is something that we try to address. So compared to other industry, we still have a lot of catching up to do. And the issue is on the recruitment, the retainment, as well as in promotion, climbing up ladder for women. So I hope there will be awareness, support, and action put in place by stakeholders to improve the situation. But of course, we cannot just wait and hope. So on our part in AEROS, during the initial stage of formation, we recognize there are many challenges, and especially on women empowerment. So we have been actively trying to address this through various programs and activities that we organize by actually promoting diversity. So we try to ensure the women members in various roles are able to participate either as organizing committee members or as facilitators or as speakers, as participants. So we want to put women out there, make them visible, and this will be a motivation for others. So this will be a platform for us to create models and promote the visibility of women in aerospace. And now women empowerment is on our agenda, and we have several plans put in place that we will work on this year. So,
Alright. Is that all, Dr. Amira?
yes, so I hope that answers your question on how I see women involved in aerospace in the coming years.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Amira, for explaining to us on why Aeros is different from the other society, and thank you for your opinion regarding women involvement in aerospace. So I hope all students will be more interested to learn or to get some more knowledge about aerospace by participating in the event or program that was conducted by Aeros. Alright everyone, actually I'm so excited for the next round, but before that, again, I would like to remind everyone, if you have any question that you want to ask to our panelists, please don't hesitate to ask us in the comment section. And I would also like to remind for all Unique MIAT students who is joining us right now, the GHOCS and hostel merit form will be blasted at the end of the webinar, so don't forget to screenshot this live session as a proof of attendance to claim your GHOCS and hostel merits. For the next round, I would like to ask all of our panelists something pertaining to inspiration, progress, and empowerment for the woman. My question is, if you were to choose one woman icon, it can be a leader, it can be politician, it can be aviation or aerospace remarkable person, who will that person be? And could you tell us why you choose her and in what way does she inspires you? Perhaps we could start with Miss Ida.
Thank you, Akish. Before that, I would like to highlight that the audience ask question and this Falcon 6X aircraft pin will be yours. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Akish. There is so many men and women that I admire in life. I learn so much from them. Today, I would like to share about someone so dear to me. She is Rafiza Amran. She's Malaysian, Deputy Chief Communication and Marketing in Prasarana. Prasarana is 100% government-owned company which is established in 1998, which one organization set up by MOF, Ministry of Finance. So, you know, this organization is, in my opinion, is not very easy for you to deal with. But what she did is really remarkable, is really exemplary. Until today, even though she is positioned at sea level, she is still taking the train to work. She is still subscribing to public transport in her day-to-day life. Can you tell me how many of us at sea level, not having the car, still going to work day in, day out using public transport? When I asked her, look, it's very funny, are you sure you are entitled to have a driver? You are entitled to have a good car with your position and what you are doing? She said, what? Ida, look, this is what we do. We are in a public transportation business. If I were to do this right, I need to experience public transport day in, day out myself, not 1 month, not 1 week, not 1 year, but throughout my career in here. And that is exactly what I will do. Listening to her, I was like, wow, this is amazing, you know. Her goal, her purpose is to experience it herself so that she can enhance the experience of her customer, her client, which is majority is B40 group, which is people who don't really own a car or people who, you know, at that level. And then she want to witness what happened in the train. You know, sometimes there is incident reported and things like that. She can easily tell the board, I was in there. I was at the station. I was in that coach when the incident happened. And most of the time, it is so inspiring that she got the video herself. She got that picture caption herself because she's really in there. How many leaders actually really on the ground capturing this moment herself or himself because we want to solve the problem. We want to enhance the customer experience. We want to make a difference. We want to solve the problem. How many of us at that level able to do this? Okay, and then can you imagine? There are so many crises happen in our public transport industry. This is quite usual any part of the world. And how she handled situation after situation, crisis after crisis, she really wowed me, you know, with her empathy, her mindful, her efficiency. She speak very well and she always speak up this is one thing that I really admire. You remember recently we have the LRT accident, KLCC Kampung Baru. I think all of you still remember, yeah. And Prasanna has been bombarded by so many ugly, unpleasant comment, and I was there. I told her, Rafiza, let me know if there is something I can do. There is something we can do to support you during this crisis, because she's on top of everything. She need to produce the report. She need to solve the issues. She need to do the damage control, take care of the reputation and things like that. And then she did it so well. Of course, she's also a human, a woman, a person. It affects her in a way, because some netizens are really, really, really they're really ugly. Some people, they just posting without thinking. What about that is my sister? What if she is my mother? I really hope we are more responsible when we want to throw something at the person in charge. And one thing that I'm very, very proud, she is the product of MRSM. She is, I'm not really pro MRSM, but I would like to say that because of her background, when we come from boarding school, MRSM, we went through so much of training. We went through so many, so many situations that shaped us to think, to be solution focused, to be very person oriented, and because our setup in here, we are very sensitive. We know our culture. We know what is right to say, what is not right to say, and she did it very, very well. And I would like to give you one more example that really touched me, moved me. During the PKP, so many kedai makan, so many shops, so many people losing job, and all of us together, we went through so many hardship, challenges, struggle, mental, depression and things like that. And she kept on asking all of us, friends in her circle, what can we do? What can we do? And one thing that I really admire, it really, really make a big, huge difference. You know what? She and her team went around throughout the MRT, LRT line, figure out the small shop, restaurant, kedai makan that she can promote. And maybe some of you are familiar with nasi kawin hari-hari near Bukit Bintang. Can you imagine from rugi, really, really rugi, they cannot make any business, yeah. And when she blasted in Rapid KL promo in their social media and all that, the queue is endless. Within 2-3 hours, the nasi kawin hari-hari finished. The owner was like, Rafiza, thank you so much for whatever that you are doing. It gives us hope. It gives us money. It gives us lunch on the table, and it makes so much of difference in their life. And she keep on doing it, not only for this one outlet, multiple outlet. How many of us can do this, And it's just amazing what she continuously doing until now. Small little thing that really, really make a huge impact on person's life. Like, I'm sure all of you aware so many things happen. Like, one thing very, very good about us in here, Malaysian, Asian, we are very, very kind. We pull our resources together. We don't wait for anyone else. We just make a difference. We extend our hand, our heart, and we help. So Rafiza Amran really, really an idol to me. There is so many stories I can share. And at personal level, she did so much for me. I went through a lot of crisis myself. She was there for me. Okay, besides that, okay, I would like to take this opportunity to really thank her. Ijai, if you listen to this, thank you so much. Okay, and beside that, I also admire a lot of other people. For example, we have Zara Rutherford, who finished her record, her mission recently as a youngest woman female solo around the world. So that is amazing as well. So with that, Akish, thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Miss Aida, for sharing with us regarding your woman icon. And it's getting really emotional here. And I totally agree on how she inspired you, even though she is very successful in her life. She still decided to keep using public transportation in Malaysia to know how it feels to be in the um, how it feels in the shoes of Malaysian people. So I feel like she is really one in a million because it's hard to find someone like her in this era. Now, let's continue to our second panel, which is Dr. Nurhayati. Could you share with us who is your woman icon?
Thank you, Akish.
Welcome.
Okay, actually for the icon, I don't have a specific icon actually, but when it comes to the academic career, the one that I admire most is my supervisor, okay, Associate Professor Dr. Siti Zavia Muhammad Dawal, which is one of the lecturer in University Malaya. She was my supervisor before this when I did my PhD in UM. Okay, so I love her. Her side when she handle any situation. Okay, either a hard situation or a difficult situation, she still can relax, calm, and handle it in a positive way. Okay, and she is also a very humble person. Okay, even though no one knows her, but yeah, I know her, and a lot of things that she gained or she have during her tenure. But now I think this is the last month she'll be in UM. Okay, she choose to early retirement. Okay, she choose to early retired because of because maybe she want to travel to around the world. Okay, to see many things out there. Okay, and then actually she learned. I learned a lot from her to build up my career as academician. Okay, how to start research, how to publish papers, and from her I learned many things. Okay, then I do love her very very much, and I think she's the one that changed my attitude. I mean, from the one yang not really confident when I did my research, when I do research, not really confident, but through her I learned a lot how to prepare a proposal, okay, how to do presentation, etc. And then Alhamdulillah, through that experience, I received quite many grants, internal and also external from MOSTI, industry, and also from UniKL as well. Okay, I think I also have few other icons, but the one that really touch or really I really admire is that one lah, because it depends on the area actually. Because I also like to do business and to do other things, and there are few icons that I also admire. But I think the most latter one is the one that I mentioned just now, my supervisor. Okay, thank you, Akish. That's all from me.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Nurhayati, for sharing with us regarding your woman icon. I can personally feel your love toward her, and I feel like she really did like give some impact in certain point of your life. Okay, and lastly, let's continue with our third panel, which is Dr. Amira. Could you share with us who is your woman icon?
Okay, thank you, Akish. Actually, it was lovely listening to Miss Aida and also Dr. Nohayati speak about those, strong women in your life. I think both of you are very lucky to have them as your icon. Unfortunately, I think since I started studying and working, there are not many women that I come across. I have a few colleagues who are wonderful that I look up to. but there are not many. So I think that affected my view and my motivation in pursuing aerospace. I wish that I had more strong woman character in my life that can can motivate me. But however, there is one that I came across a long time ago, and she's very famous. So this is very different from Miss Aida and Dr. Nohayati's experience. So this woman is actually Amelia Earhart. I think most of us know her. So she was an early aviator, American aviator with many flying records, including the first woman ever to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean. And she is actually synonym with women empowerment in aviation. So she's consistently worked to promote women empowerment, and she was also the person to help build this organization, 99, which is an organization to pursue advancement of female pilots. And when I was studying during my master's degree at Purdue, I found out that at one time, Emilia Earhart was actually a counselor at the department where I was studying, the Department of Aeronautics and Astronautics. So back then, it was in the 1930s. She was doing this fantastic and a fantastic thing, and with all her achievements, she was also inspiring others and helping them to find what they are looking for in life and try to pursue that. So I'm sure at that time it was very difficult for women to actually be in aviation, to fly. It was not easy for her, and she also achieved all this wonderful flight. And I think her courage and determination stands out. And I think with all the challenges that she faced, she tried to inspire and support other women so that they would not have it as hard as she did. And I think this character in her, which I can actually relate to, and it inspires and motivates me. And I hope that I can also be that to my students. And I hope that there'll be more strong women being featured and that we can see, especially in aerospace and aviation. So it's very important to give us the courage and motivation, because sometimes we do feel that we cannot go on. But looking at all the success story and strong character, it gives us the courage and the motivation to continue. So that is all from me on the woman icon.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Amira. So we all of our panelists already share with us regarding who is their woman icon. And from my point of view, I totally agree with what they have said, and I think I could understand the reason why they choose that person as their woman icon. These people are very inspiring despite being different from the others, which makes them very special in their own way. So, since we are nearing to the end of the session, I would like to proceed to the next section, which is the Q&A session by the audience. So, so the first question is from Aizon Princess, where she asks, Assalamualaikum, is gender is still holding women back in the aviation industry? Maybe we can ask Miss Aida to answer this question.
Okay, thank you, Aizan. Thank you, Akish. Aizan, so this pin is for you. Well done. Okay. Gender still holding women's back in aviation industry. For me, no. For me, no. One, it's all up to you. It's all up to you. It's all up to you. How you want to behave in the arena. Like, you know, in throughout my entire career, in my entire life, I never really put me as a man or a woman. To be honest, I don't really care. I don't really care. It's your attitude. If you're qualified, you have the credential, you could perform that job very, very well, and you are confident enough, just go for it. Just go for it. We don't have, this is 2022 now. You don't have to think like 20 years ago where, woman, you get pregnant, you cannot perform this. No such thing today. Women, I think we are a lot more ambitious, we are a lot more purposeful, and we know where we are heading to. So to answer your question, Izone, it's your attitude and your mindset. If we want to put your gender, being a male and female, you cannot perform this or you cannot do this, I think that will be a challenge. Remove that thought altogether. Don't even go there. It's no longer relevant. Okay, I give you one example. Okay, Zara Rutherford, she is 19. She just completed her fly solo world record, traveling the whole world 2 months ago. 2 months ago. Okay, she's a female. She's 19 years old. When she was flying in, she constantly talking to her team, and all of us try to support her. We monitor her flight and all that. We want to make sure that this mission is very successful. Okay, if she think that she is 19, if she keep on thinking, oh, I'm a woman, in a small aircraft, I'm flying across the big huge ocean, I'm flying across the desert, I'm flying across the snow, I'm flying, passing the heavy rain thunderstorm is in front of me, then I don't think the mission will be successful. First and foremost, you must have the right mindset, you must have the right attitude. Okay, we were born like this. It's not our choice, male or female. There is a huge strength and power that come with it. So embrace that. Don't I seriously think we shouldn't go there. This is 2022. Regardless, man or woman, you need to focus. If this is your job, this is your total responsibility. Focus on that. Deliver it successfully. Take whatever it takes. Find ways. Figure it out. Make a plan. Team up with your entire team. Think. Just deliver what you need to deliver responsibly, successfully. You'll be fine. Don't take as being a female, oh, I cannot do this. Being a female, this is inappropriate. My dear Izone, you decide. It is right or wrong, whatever that you want to think. But some people might think that being a female is such a holdback to enter aviation, but there is so many departments, there is so many trade in aviation. If you don't like something that is so demanding, like operation or engineering, AOG stuff, aircraft on the ground, you don't like it, you can enter accounting. Being in the aviation industry, we also, like other organization, we have HR, we have accounting, we have IT, we have administration, so you still can be part of the industry. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Miss Ida, for answering the question. So, Aizen Princess, I hope that Miss Ida answer your question. And let's proceed to the next question by Mardia Hanis, where she asks, I'm really inspired to all our panel today, and I'm glad to know and meet them. Actually, if you don't mind, may I ask what is your success habits? Maybe we can ask Dr. Nur Hayati to answer her question. Please welcome.
Thank you, Mardia, for the questions. Mardia Hanis, right? Okay, to me, my success habits is actually I have few elements that I practice. Okay, the first one is I always set a standard. Means that standard to myself. Okay, so basically the standard is of course the high level standard lah. All right. Okay, so I set the standard. That means that in any things that I will do or I will perform. So I set the standard. So means that which from that result, it show that the level of my works. Okay, and then the second one is we have to develop and maintain our confidence lah. Okay, every time when we do something or when we talk, we should refer to the facts. Okay, not just say anything that is not relevant to the things or to the problem or issues, or to the something that been discussed. Okay, so we have to do some research, and then from that we can only speak confidently. Okay, so the number three is know how to connect with people lah. Okay, of course the networking, and then we also need to advocate our colleagues lah. In because we work in team, and then not only from the individual efforts. Everything we did in a team, then we should do that in that way. Okay, and then another thing is be authentic. So means that you have to set one more level based on your your self lah. Okay, for example the attitude, okay, your performance, and make sure you are also multitasking. Means that anything that which is related to your work lah, not something that not relevant, but you still accept that kind of task. So you have to make sure you perform it on time, result oriented, and also you have to always do PDCA. Means that plan, do, check, and action. Okay, so anything you do, you have to continuously improve. Okay, you have to apply a plan. You need to plan, and then you do. After you do, then you have to check for you to continuously improve what you have done, and also take action after that. Okay, I think that's all that I apply from myself so far. Okay, thank you. Am I answering your questions?
All right. Thank you
I
very
hope
much,
so.
Dr. Nur Hayati. And to Maria Hanis, I hope you can implement the habits that were shared by Dr. Nur Hayati in your daily lives. All right. So let's proceed to the next question. Oh, we have male students here, which is Alif Arshad. He asks, what would you tell young women who are just starting to work in aviation, and what would you like them to know? Maybe I can ask Dr. Amira to answer his question.
Okay, thank you, Akish. Interesting question coming from a male, but it's good. I think the world is changing. We have support from both women and male, feeling that women needs to be empowered. There may be issues, there may be challenges. It may be quite different, but this is good. So this is a good question. So I think my advice for young women as well as men, I think when you start working aviation, there will be a lot of challenges. It's a different industry altogether. It's not easy. It's very competitive. But the most important is be confident. You are passionate enough to be here today. You studied, you have your credentials, all of you are worthy. So all of us are the same, male or female. We are the same. We can do this. So be confident in yourself. And if there are any problems, if you see any bias, just stay strong. It's good to have support system. I think support system is very important. Find friends that you trust, that you can talk to, that can motivate you, because it's not easy doing this alone. So there'll be times that you need an outlet to share if there are any issues or challenges that you face. Of course, when you first start, there's a lot for you to learn. Be humble, be ready to accept criticism with an open heart. Always be positive. There's a lot for us to learn in any situation, I'm sure. Okay, so always have a good attitude in life, especially when you are starting to work. And I think please ignore noises. Try to eliminate noises. There will be a lot of that coming your way, especially for female. Ignore them. Just stay true to your passion. Listen to your heart, and you will find the strength. to pursue this career. It will be fantastic. Once you're in, you'll be flying and you'll be soaring, and you may struggle in the beginning, but just look at the end of the road. That's where you want to be. Okay, so as also, please take time to take care of yourself. Always take care of yourself, your mental health, your physical health. I wish I knew this earlier. Take care of your health, exercise, eat well, be happy, and you will be okay. You'll be able to face any challenges. But it will be great. Okay, so all the best to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Amira, for sharing with us the answer to that question. So, as mentioned by Dr. Amira, it is very important to have your support system. So, please always talk with your friends. Okay. For the next question, this is the last question for today by Izian Izati. She asks, do you think we need more leader in leadership? Can I ask Miss Aida to answer her question first?
Thank you, Isian. Yes, 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 and yes. Definitely, we need more women in leadership. We need way much better, more holistic, action-focused decision making. We need leaders with the right knowledge, and we need leaders who have real access to the right information with the right people, the right community who understand the industry comprehensively to date. Okay, things are moving very, very fast, and the right access to the right information to the right group, I think that is very critical in leadership today, because this component will allow us to make the right quick decision that is highly needed. Time wait for no man, no woman. So the right leaders will be able to make the right decision and move towards the right direction quickly. So yes, thank you.
All right, can we proceed to Dr. Nur Hayati? Can you answer this question too? What is your opinion?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. My answer also yes. Go for it. Don't look for other things that unnecessary. Just go for it, and then move forward. Okay.
All right, thank you very
That's
much,
all,
Dr. Nur
Kish.
Hayati. Thank you very much, Dr. Nur Hayati. And lastly, can we ask for opinion from Dr. Amira regarding this question?
I think the answer is obviously yes. And Miss Aida, I mean, also Dr. Nur Haiti has said it perfectly. We need more now, not actually yesterday. Yes. Okay, thank you.
All right. With that being said, we have finally arrived at the last session for today. But before that, I would like to ask all of our panelists to give a piece of advice or perhaps your quotes to the young ladies out there. Could I ask Miss Aida to go first?
Thank you, Akish. I need all of you to listen carefully to this. Women, ladies, and girls, whatever that you want to do, professionally or personally, please remember your mother, your daughter, your sister. Imagine, close your eyes, okay? And look into their eyes. And then you can proceed with the decision making and continue to do what you want to do. Thank you.
All right, such an inspirational words for Miss Aida. Thank you very much, Miss Aida, for the words of advice and your quotes. Now let's continue to our second panel, which is Dr. Nur Hayati. Could you give a piece of advice or perhaps your quotes to the next generation people?
Okay, for young women, young ladies, women out there. Okay, I think you just never give up to achieve your dreams, your goals, etc. Okay, and then failure is just a process. Okay, don't give up due to failure. Okay, and then need to wake up and then become stronger to achieve your success. That's all from me.
Wonderful. I feel more encouraging by your words. Thank you very much, Dr. Nur Hayati. And lastly, let's continue to our third panel, which is Dr. Amira. Could you give a piece of advice or perhaps your quotes to the next generation people?
Okay, to everyone listening, to the next generation people, always follow your passion, believe in yourself, and never be afraid. There'll be time that you may falter or make wrong steps. It's fine. Life does not have to be perfect. And there's all the challenges that you face, it will serve as a lesson in this life. So, with that in mind, when we get to where we want to be or we are successful, always be kind and supportive and empathic towards each other. Okay, so that's all from me.
Thank you very much, Dr. Amira. I hope the students can take your advice for their future. By having said that, we are at the end of the session and thousands of thank you we wish to our lovely panelists, Miss Aida, Dr. Nur Hayati, and Dr. Amira for spending your time with us today to share about your experiences and your good advice. So, I hope that all of the audience out here will gain something from today's webinar. The end of this program does not mean the end of our agenda. So tune in into our next program, We Let Inspire Talk 2022 International Women's Day featuring Associate Professor Datin Dr. Nur Hayati from Faculty of Maritime Studies, University Malaysia Terengganu and Mr. Rajagopal, Trustee for the Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport in Malaysia, where we discuss about gender equality today for a sustainable tomorrow. We also have our next talk organized by NextGen Southeast Asia with the title of Unlocking the Full Potential of Women Towards a Sustainable Future with Nur Atika Azmi, QA Executive for Leonardo Malaysia alongside Egawati Chayanigrum, Business Development Manager from Ham Marine Engineering Indonesia. Both of the event will be live streamed to Facebook and YouTube Women in Aviation MIAT. Lastly, I also like to thank all of the viewers for joining our live session today. And to all students of Unique MIAT, don't forget to fill in the GHOX and hostel merit form and please attach the screenshot of this session for your proof of attendance. Goodbye, stay safe, and hope to see you guys soon. But before we end the live session, I would like to request for a photo session with our panelists today with the sign of hashtag break the bias. Okay, so we're gonna have a 3 set of photo, and the first photo we're gonna take a formal picture first. In the count of 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the next photo we're gonna do a freestyle in the count of 3, 2, 1. Alright, and lastly we're gonna do our hashtag break the bias in the count of 3, 2, 1. Alright, thank you for watching and have a nice day. Stay safe. Hashtag break the bias.